Hello, I wanted to do a book review today. It's a book that I have not finished reading, but I just read into it like a couple, like at the point where I read 34 pages, I was like, whoa, I need to quickly get home and do a review of this book. And then after that, I read some more on the train and stuff. So the book is The Only Pirate at the Party by Lindsey Stirling and her sister Brooke, who helped her write it. It is fantastic because like some backstory. Lindsey Stirling is one of my favorite, probably my favorite musician. I love her. I've been to two of her concerts when she came to Melbourne, and they were like the best concerts I've been to. Like, I mean, I can't say that actually. The like you know how when you at a fair and you hit the thing and it goes ding, and then the thing hits the top and it goes ding. Well, her concerts both did that, so it was just amazing. And I love this book. Like, it's like, okay, as an example, when I listen to this comedy duo on the radio called Hamish and Andy, I sometimes can't listen to them on the train because like they're so funny. They actually make me laugh out loud. So once they'll make me laugh out loud, and I had to yank the earphones out of my ears. So a similar thing happened today. I was reading, but it wasn't from laughter. I was reading this book, and it got to the chapter about her sister, Jessica, her big sister Jessica, and it was talking about how Jessica was in this race, and the story was just so really, really inspiring and everything like that. And actually, I had to stop reading because like tears were forming in my eyes. And then after that, I read the chapter about her talking about her dad, her awesome dad, who was just like such an awesome guy. It seemed like he was always into adventure, but he also so loved his daughters and just always made time for them. And sounds amazing. And how the parents sacrificed lots of things so that the kids could like do their music lessons and buy their instruments. Like her violin, when she bought her first full size one, it was like $2,000, which was a lot for their family. So yeah, I had to stop when I was in public reading this. I had to stop at a lot of points because actually tears were coming out of my eyes. Like, and that's rare. I don't know if that's ever happened to me before when I'm reading a book. Like, it's happened in movies and stuff, but yeah, it was such a strange experience because I can get sad reading things, but for that to happen, because I think the way she wrote it, it's just like, I don't know, you feel you're there, or she just explains things right to the core. Like, she doesn't beat it, like, it doesn't like what do you call it when it's like make it sugar coated. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. But it's just, and this book, it's really good because she said that the reason she wrote it was to inspire people. It's not like she wrote it just so people could get to know her better and just like find out more about her, because her fans already love her. Like, as you can, I'm like a big fan of her, so I already know this. But this book she wrote for other people, like to get them inspired to know that others have gone through these things, or I don't know. But already in this book, there's been things that I've read that have inspired me, like this story about her sister Jessica. There's no way I can say it now and capture as well as it's written in the book, but the gist is Jessica, her and her sister Jessica didn't get along growing up. Like, they were always fighting, and Jessica was the big sister, and Lindsey was the little one. Lindsey actually caught Jessica saying one time, like, I wish I didn't have this little sister. I'd trade you. She was talking to her friend. I'd trade you for Lindsey anytime. So that would have hurt because it was eavesdropping, and like, this is her sister saying this behind her back. So they didn't get along really well, but at the same time, Jessica was a really good runner. Like, she was like really good at running the mile distance, and like so good. And Lindsay at the same time was really proud of her sister, but she wouldn't show it. Like, she would like collect articles and stuff. And now I probably have to stop talking about this because no, I'm not gonna. It's getting like it's really sad because sad but inspiring in a way. Really, really good. Yeah, I'll just sum it up in case you never read the book and you want to know what happened. Basically, Jessica was a really good runner, and they got to really high tournaments, and I guess this was a state competition or something like that. I'm just gonna assume. And like, there was two girls that were really, really good. Jessica was one, and there was another one, I think Sarah or something, I'm not sure. but they were like going head to head in this race. There was a lot of hype about it and a lot of pressure, and to the point where Jessica started to get nervous, and like before the race she was like shaking and stuff, and no one else really noticed it, but Lindsey did. She was like clenching her fists and like snapping her hands and stuff, and she wasn't, just didn't seem right. But so the race started, and Lindsey and her little sister went to all these different points around the track to catch them, and at the start there was like, let's say 100 people together in a bunch. Second time they saw them, there was like only 10, and Lindsey, and not Lindsey, and Jessica and Sarah, let's call her Sarah, were in the bunch. And then the next one, it was just those two, and like the others were far behind, and so they were like, yes, and that's like 3/4 of the way through. And then Lindsey's like, whoa, it's so happy. So they ran to the finish line and waited, and then they just saw Sarah coming all by herself to the finish line. And they're like, ah. Oh. And then they saw another girl who wasn't Jessica cross, and another girl, and another girl. These girls that Jessica beats all the time. And they're like, where's Jessica? And they got really, really worried. And then eventually they saw Jessica around the corner and come, and she did not look well at all. Like, she looked like I forgot how Lindsey described it, but it was like her head was like a bobblehead, and she was all grey and like hobbling basically to make it across. And then I don't know, I think, did she finish the race? I think she finished the race, and then she collapsed, and then like the ambulance came and stuff like that. And then later they found out from the doctor that what do you call it? She had been hyperventilating. I don't know, I think that's when you're nervous or something. And she goes, there was such a lack of, this is what I remember reading, that there was a lack of carbon dioxide in her blood, and she should have fainted long ago before she finished the race. But she had basically willed herself to finish the race because she wanted to finish it so bad. Like, she was basically, you know what I mean? Like, and then Lindsey found that so inspiring, and she was really proud of her sister. And like, she even did a show and tell the next day. She was telling everyone about what happened, and just like a proud little sister of this sister that they didn't get along and stuff. And it's just, I really like that story. And how inspiring is it for this girl who's like feeling super nervous. I don't know, I've never hyperventilated, I don't think, so I don't know what it feels like, but it must not be good. But she was technically, most people would have fainted, but she forced herself to finish this race. So that is really cool. And that's the point when I finished reading that chapter, I was like, oh, this book is so good. And there's more of it. Like, I haven't even got to the bit where Lindsey's doing her career, basically. It's just at the start of it now. So this book is awesome. Awesome. So if you're a fan of Lindsey Stirling, I think you will enjoy reading it. If you're a fan of autobiographies, I think you'll enjoy it. And just a fan of inspiring things, or I don't know what else to say about it, but I really like this book a lot, and haven't even finished reading it, but I'm going to do a review and give it, like, I don't know, I'm going to score it. It's just awesome. Anyways, catch you guys later.